Welcome to the SpaHive podcast. We're your hosts, Julie Pankey
and Marianne Sassine, spa leaders, business strategists, and business besties who are pulling back the curtain on what it actually takes to grow a business and a life you don't secretly want to escape from.
This is where leadership meets honesty, where revenue meets relationships, and where we talk about the things no one puts on Instagram.
So, if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, or a high achiever who's building something meaningful, but also navigating team dynamics, burnout, boundaries, and big goals, you're in the right place.
No highlight reels, no sugarcoating, just real conversations, practical strategy, and a little laughter along the way. Let's get into it.
Hi, listeners. It's Marianne, and welcome back to the SpaHive podcast, where today I am temporarily in charge, which honestly feels a little bit dangerous for everyone involved. Julie is out of town this week, so I thought it would be fun to dust off one of her older episodes from 2023 that is still painfully relevant today. This is one all about the mindset of an entrepreneur, the habits, rituals, schedules, and structure that keep you from completely spiraling while trying to run a business and a life at the same time. She gets into how she separates tasks instead of carrying everything in her brain at once, why structure actually creates more freedom. It is 20 minutes of pure gold, which honestly feels like the only amount of uninterrupted focus most of us gets these days. And if you never heard Julie talk about brain dumping, just know this woman is basically trying to save us from ourselves for years. As always, this episode is not just for entrepreneurs. These tactics and habits can be applied to any leader. Your leader of your home, a leader of your community, or the leader of your dog walking business. Listening back to this episode, I kept thinking, wow, none of us have really changed at all. We're still overbooking ourselves, mentally answering emails in the shower, and pretending we'll get to resting next week. But truly, this episode is packed with the simple things that actually help when your brain feels cluttered and your calendar looks pretty aggressive. So, friends, whether you're driving, walking, folding laundry, or avoiding your inbox right now, enjoy this SpaHive throwback from 2023. All right, friends, let's roll it.
Welcome back. I want to continue our conversation here in the SpaHive about our goal setting for 2023. So if you follow the podcast, you've already been working on reevaluating your vision or creating your vision if you didn't have one already, and you're working on or reevaluating any goals that you have set, and you're planning how you're going to achieve those goals every single day, every single week, every single month, every single quarter, throughout the whole year. What are you going to do to push that needle forward so that you can achieve your goals? And so today I wanted to talk to you about one of the most important things, one of the most important tools for an entrepreneur. So what do you think? Think right now, what do you think is one of the most important tools that you can have as an entrepreneur? Well, in my opinion, it's mindset. It is the mindset of an entrepreneur. So today I want to talk about working on that, because sometimes as business owners, we don't have structure, or it's easy to not have structure because you know what? You don't answer to anybody. So if you want to come in a little bit late, if you want to take a little cash out of the drawer, if you want to order dinner for your staff, every Friday night, if you want to leave in the middle of the day and play golf and come back, there's no real structure because let's face it, the buck stops with you. So you can do whatever you want to do. And sometimes by not having structure, that's difficult for us. Structure is something that helps to hold us accountable. You have to have a schedule. So if you want to play golf on Thursday afternoons, play golf on Thursday afternoons. But that's part of your weekly, monthly, daily schedule. So make sure that you have habits, rituals, and schedules that you stick by. So for me, I'm going to give you an example. For me, 4 days out of the week, usually not all 5 work days, definitely not 7, but 4 days out of the week, I commit to getting up out of bed, ready like I am right now, by 5:45 so I can start to work at 6 a.m. And then I work from 6 to 7:30, 6 to 7:45, and I know that I can get a lot of work done. This is when I record my podcasts. This is when I do my reels. I create content. I create new products and services for my clients. So I'll create boot camps and online learnings and trainings so that I can help you grow your business. So those are the times that I can do that structured work. And I can get so much done in that amount of time. I can get a day's worth of work done in 2 hours or less. So then after that, I can go on to my other scheduled activities, which is getting outside, taking a walk, doing some exercise, or getting my body moving. What are the other things that are important to you? To you, it might be playing golf. So how do you work that into your schedule? I'm not here to shame you and say you have to be in your business 24/7, 365. No way. My goal is to help you work smarter, not harder, to be structured so that you can grow your business exponentially without having to be tied to the business 24/7, grinding every single day. I'm here to give you those tips. So if you continue listening to our podcast, that is my number one goal, is to help you be more successful and have a happier and more fulfilled life. And I don't want to see you frazzled and stressed. So if we don't have structure in our life and business, lots of times we become frazzled and stressed. So think about this. Your mind, our minds are tricky, right? Your mind wants to make us, our minds want to make us more like the picture we have in our head of ourselves. So if we're always frazzled, we have no structure, no schedule, we're always stressed, our mind is going to create more of that for us. But if you have a clear mission and vision, if you see yourself as successful, if you see yourself in the way that you want to be, your mind is going to create more of that for you. So that goes around negative self-talk, right? So if we tell ourselves, I never have time to get everything done, I'm not focusing on the things that I love the most, I am so ridiculous, I can't figure out my financials, I'm so stupid at the financial part of my business, I'm struggling with motivating my team and they all take advantage of me. Our minds create more of that for ourselves. So you want to create this mindset of an entrepreneur, this positive mindset, so that your mind is going to create more of that positive picture for you and less of the things that make you stressed and frazzled. So remember to keep your rituals, your schedules, create your habits, keep your goals in focus, and visualize your success. That will keep you going on target. Keeping motivated and disciplined to stick to a structure and a schedule can sometimes be hard, but it does become a habit. So I want you to focus on that. That's my tip number 1 for mindset of an entrepreneur. How to keep that mindset is to have some structure. My second tip is just because you can doesn't mean you should. Let's say that together. Just because I can doesn't mean I should. And what do I mean by that? It means that you as a business owner cannot say yes to everything that comes your way. Don't let shiny objects distract you. I know it's easy to see the latest and greatest products and treatments and what other people are doing, but stay in your lane. Remember what your mission and vision are for your business. And if that latest, greatest, shiny object fits into that, then maybe it's a yes. But remember that just because you can doesn't mean you should. And my tip number 3, now this is a good one, I think, because we should all love what we do and we should all love our businesses. But I don't want you to be so in love with your current situation. Be so in love with your spa business that you miss valuable opportunities that pop up that will help you grow. Remember that almost always our businesses evolve. And so a lot of times what you started in the beginning is not what you're going to end up with in the end. And so we have to be open to opportunities. And if we are so focused on this is my business, I love it actually, there's nothing more I need, everything about it is what I want it to be, how can you ever grow? So I'm not saying that your mission and vision should change. I mean, if you're an organic spa and you want to offer organic services, alternative treatments and therapies, that's awesome. I don't want you to now go into chemically laden products and services. That is your mission and vision. But remember, if you get so stuck in the status quo that sometimes you'll miss valuable opportunities. So let's think about you're an organic, hands-on, all about touch spa. I love it. Results-oriented, no chemicals, the very latest and greatest in luxury, organic, natural products. But you haven't ever thought about how a piece of technology might enhance the benefits of those amazing products because you're so focused on just touch, just organic, everything natural. But you might want to incorporate some kind of technology. I'm not going to tell you what because there's a ton that could make your customers' results that much better, that could make them want to come back more and more, that helps your rebooking rate, that helps you upgrade services, add enhancements, and generate more revenue for you and your team. So I just want to remind you that it's important for us to keep relevant so that we can be successful. And I don't want you to get stuck sometimes in your mindset of where you are in your business that you don't see the opportunities. But remembering every opportunity is not for us. And my last tip for today is to separate each task. So we talked a few episodes back about creating your goals, 90-day goals, monthly goals, daily goals, weekly goals, creating the goals for you, creating the goals for your team, creating the goals for your managers. How are you going to hold yourself accountable? How are you going to hold your managers accountable? How are you going to hold your team accountable? Setting these goals. But I want you to remember that each day, to keep that mindset of an entrepreneur, to keep you going on a successful, happy journey, it's important to get the things out of our head down on paper. You could voice memo them. You could write them down. I'm very tactile, so I write my stuff down. So every Sunday, I do a brain dump, what I call a brain dump. Everything that's on my mind about my business and personal things as well. And I dump it all out. Then I break it down for the week to see what are things that I can tackle this week, to get them out of my mind, to solve the problem, to grow the business. And then some of the other things I maybe have to address in bite-sized pieces. But when I separate my to-do lists, I always look at what are tasks that are revenue producing tasks and what are non-revenue producing tasks. Don't list tasks that are not going to move the needle forward first and foremost. So when you have two columns, you have my revenue producing tasks and my non-revenue producing tasks. Each day, I want you to add at least 2 revenue producing tasks on your daily list and 1 non-revenue producing task. I don't want you to get bogged down with all non-revenue producing tasks. So think about your goals. Let's say your goal is to personally sell $4,000 of retail a month. You know, you're a practitioner and an owner. How are you going to get there? So each day, what is on your task list? Is it a new product that everyone needs that's easier to sell? Is it focusing on one of your slow-moving products that you know is amazing and that everyone should use but no one buys? Is it just simply having the conversation each day with every single client about the benefits of whatever it is that you're recommending and how it's going to enhance their service? Think about what you're going to do today to help move that needle forward. And things that bog you down. What are the things that bog you down? Is it checking your emails? Is it doing your financials because you hate it? Is it doing your social media? I mean, what are the things that you get bogged down with? I want you to think about, do you need to be doing those? Now, yes, you need to do your financials. And yes, you need to know your numbers, because when I talk to you on the phone and ask you, I want you to know how your business is doing. But do you have to be doing it? I mean, you have a software, right? So you can really easily generate a report each night. And each day you come in and have a look at your financials and then set your next goals for the next day. How close are you? Where are you? What more do you have to do to reach your goals this month? Do you have an accountant that can help you so that you don't have to be bogged down with paper and pen and receipts and all of that stuff? And it's all, everything from your software is being fed right into a QuickBooks. Easy peasy. They generate a P&L for you at the end of every single month. You have a meeting. You know where you are, where you need to go. Does that bog you down? Let me tell you a trick. I do not answer emails throughout the day. So I have times throughout the day that I will check email because it's easy to go right down that rabbit hole when you're checking emails. And once you're on the internet, you could go anywhere. Same with social media. I schedule posts. I happen to have a team that helps me with my social media, so I do all the recording, obviously. But they help create content and schedule posts. If I'm creating my own content, which there is things that I create for myself for you, I dedicate an hour. That's it. I set a timer. I dedicate 1 hour on a Monday to bang out as much content and as many resources for you as possible. When the buzzer goes off, if I'm not done, I'm still done, right? Same with emails. I do not go down that rabbit hole of spending hours in my email. I do 15-minute blocks. And then if there are things that require more time, say I'm contributing to an article, then I will put that on my task list so that I can dedicate my time when I'm working early in the morning. Remember, 6 to 7:30, maybe 7:45 or 8. I will dedicate the time to writing that article or writing a blog post. But I don't get sidetracked in the middle of the day and say, ooh, I got to write my blog post. You have to stay structured. My number one tip is definitely the most important, I think, but I'm hoping that they're all useful to you. And so remember, tackle your most important things first. Remember that our mindset is the most important thing that we have. Taking care of ourselves, taking care of our physical body, taking care of our emotional well-being, taking care of our minds, and staying on the right track. Pulling yourself back in when you're seeing that you're going into old patterns, right? We're falling back into old patterns that don't serve us, that don't serve our business. Recognizing that, drawing yourself back in, and remembering the patterns that do serve you. Remember the patterns, the structure, the routines, the habits that make you feel better, that make you feel more alive, that help you be more successful, help you motivate yourself and motivate your teams. Those are the things that I want for you. So today, I want you to think about your mindset. I want you to make a plan on how you're going to protect your mindset and how you're going to have the mindset of a successful entrepreneur. Thank you so much for joining us today in the SpaHive.
If this episode sparked an idea, made you think differently, or just made you feel a little less alone in business or life, share it with someone who might need it too.
Don't forget to follow the podcast so you never miss a conversation.
And check out the show notes for links, resources, and ways to stay connected with us, including the Spa 101 course taught by our very own Julie Pinky.
We're so grateful you're part of this community.
And we'll see you next time.